What's up, everybody? Richard here, and as well, my colleague, partner in
Hello, good
crime,
morning.
Coach Tiger.
Good morning.
How you doing, buddy?
Wonderful. Good morning. Good afternoon. Unbiased trader. I see you in the chat already.
Oh, nice.
Um, yeah, bright and early, 6:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, where I'm at. Getting the caffeine rolling. Get another week started. So here we go. Yep. Had quite a bit of food over the weekend. Holiday, obviously last week. Got to see some family. I got
Mm-hmm.
a cousin that's in. She lives in New York City. She lives not too well. She lives right by Central Park actually. So she works for a local news station there, CBS, and so yeah, it was pretty nice to see her and catch up. It's always nice to see family during holidays, especially those that live afar. So yeah, it was a
Yeah,
pretty good weekend.
my parents actually came down. They were here last week, actually, leaving tomorrow. It's just great to see
Hmm.
them. I haven't seen them in a couple of years, actually, which is not that
Yeah,
cool. But yeah, it was
yeah.
awesome. The weather's really hot here, so we hit the beach yesterday, had some nice lunch.
Oh, stop
So
bragging.
yeah, it was awesome. I
Well,
don't know
we're
if I've
supposed
got a
to.
bit of a color today, which is got to
Yeah.
work on that tan.
Well, this is the period of the season when I start getting even brighter white. So yeah, I'm gonna have to hit a tanning bed or something so I don't get too pasty. But yeah, it's we're supposed to get snow today, Richard. A couple inches, I think. Yeah, so this will be our first
Okay.
snow day. But that's the beauty of working at home. Doesn't matter, right?
I
Yeah,
enjoy it though. We don't get
yeah,
snow, so I do miss it sometimes. My wife's from Sweden, so when we go up there in winter,
yeah,
obviously, big time snow as well. The kids really enjoy it. So yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, I like the first snow of the season. After that, I'm ready for summer. I'm already asking if it's spring yet. So, yeah, nice. It's a nice 20 something degrees Fahrenheit. So, was that a
Hmm.
little less than 0 Celsius, something like that?
Yeah.
So,
No, it's
pretty cold.
in our
Yeah,
time.
exactly. I'll be okay. I'm in my cozy apartment.
Cool, cool, cool. So yeah, what are you looking at today? I actually want to open things up with Bitcoin. It looks pretty
Yeah.
nasty at the moment. Back in, I don't
Yep.
know if you want to share my screen quickly.
Yeah. Yeah. Looking
Switch over
some
to my
more.
screen and I'll go over the chart there in just a while. Again, guys, looking at market geometry, areas where support resistance might come in, a bit of price structure, all that jazz, right? Trying to figure out where Bitcoin could move next. Clearly in a very strong downtrend, and recently it hit a little dashed, or not dashed, it's actually a center channel line here. So it creeped up into there last week Thursday. Got a bit of a rejection, and now to kick off December, quite a strong decline lower again. So, in news, guys, apparently over 14,000 Bitcoin traders got liquidated. Pretty nasty, right? And I think that's equivalent to
Pretty dirty.
$140 billion in crypto market cap that vanished in just a few hours. So the bear's definitely still in control, guys.
Yeah.
Where could it end? I don't know. It looks pretty nasty. And you look at my chart here, I was saying for quite some time that price is probably gunning for these lows that were set in early April. And you can clearly see these channels that I've drawn to the upside. Price from a market geometry perspective have been following or respecting these angles really, really well. So we had a retest or blast through and then a retest of that center channel line and we're rejecting lower again. So with, when was this? 21st of November's low, which was on a Friday, that was so close to that April low. I think there's a decent chance that price could reach that. From a cyclical perspective, one could say. Let me just get my path tool out. It looks as if we've had a one, a two, maybe a third wave, or one that's still underway. Clearly very impulsive, right? Which one would expect with impulsive waves. Whether that's done or not, can't really say. Nobody will know, but if there is some sort of third wave, or maybe even it ended and this was some sort of fourth wave, even if we go higher from here, I will still count this as a correction with another move lower to follow afterwards. To then, I think, eventually take out that 74,434 level. The downside of that channel, which could also probably be revisited, is currently relying all the way down here at 55,000 or 56,000. that would be really, really gloomy for the Bears. Sorry, the Bulls. Sorry. So those that do have the capability to obviously trade Bitcoin to both directions, to the downside, if you're on the right side of this, you've probably been raking it in at the moment. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing. It's pretty unfortunate. So many Bitcoin traders that got liquidated, but it is part of the game, guys. It's also why we as traders look at charts, and when it's time to get out and the warning signs flash, maybe it's time to get out, right? So it's definitely a skill that can be useful, even if you're just buying Bitcoin from an exchange and holding it in a wallet, Maybe go to cash, get back in, buy at low prices, whatever the case might be, because there's a lot of people in a lot of pain at the moment, unfortunately. Yeah, so that's it on the Bitcoin side. I don't know if you want to add anything there.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, we had a similar liquidation back on the 10th. It looks like of October, the 3rd and 4th of November, 14th of November, 20th of November, and then obviously the one that's going on at the moment. So, guys, as always, when in doubt, zoom out. If you're in this thing long term, if you're a hodler, okay, you're just simply coming into a weekly low, right? So perhaps you could see a spike, perhaps you could see a bounce. But if you're trading this thing, you definitely, as far as few day trades or hourly trades, things of that nature, you just definitely want to be careful because you got some really, really strong momentum to the downside right now. But I mean, if you're, again, monthly holder, you're just holding this thing, it's just nothing more than a pullback, a healthy pullback. So
I still view it as that as well. So I'm not really thinking we're in a massive bear market and we're going to zero or retrace a too big part of this. Well, we've already declined quite a lot, but I'm still viewing it as corrective. So you just got to obviously,
Bitcoin is prone to that. Bitcoin is prone to that. I mean, this pullback that we had in November. I mean, I'm taking a look over here. It looks like we've had 3 or 4 other similar pullbacks.
Let's just switch to your chart. We're still on mine, Tiger.
Right. I was just saying in general there. But back in, if you can't flip it over real quick, we'll just take a look at it from a monthly perspective here, right? Okay, there you go. There's your monthly chart. So clearly up, obviously, right? But you've had a couple pullbacks similar. I mean, this is the one from last month, this big red ugly candle right here. And it is ugly, but we had one back here in February as well. Okay. We had some more way back here in 2021. Okay, May of 2021, okay, January 22. Okay, so if you're a hodler, if you're a long-term buy and hold, guarantee there's going to be some people trying to scoop up some more shares in this area, and we've already kind of wicked in, just looking kind of isolating this little area over here, right? We've already kind of back in like 17th-ish of November. So I mean, I personally just keeping an eye on this little zone down here, 78,355. I think that's a 4-hour demand.
We got 78,000.
Yeah, something like that. Let me go back in time back here. So basically this area right about here. Now I'm not interested. I don't think I'm interested in buying into it right here, but again, because I'm not a hodler, I'm not a long-term buy and hold of Bitcoin. But if I was, I'd be more interested in seeing if I can't scoop up some cheap shares over here, right? Cheap inventory, because it's pretty dang cheap. Again, when you zoom out and you look at it on a weekly time frame, you still got your higher highs and higher lows. Now, here's the thing, and you guys see that blue dashed line. Now, if we break below that blue dashed line and close, well, then you might, then you might have some things to worry about, or at least be aware of. That's a major swing low point.
Yeah.
But, we're still a ways away. I mean, we're sitting 85,500 right now. That line right there, that worry line, is basically 74,100, 74,200. Okay. So, I wouldn't fret about it. But again, if you're trading this thing on a 5-minute time frame or a 4-hour chart, just be careful, because it's liquidations. But it's a normal thing. If you're an investor of Bitcoin, you've got to be able to stomach these big gigantic drops, right? It's not for.
I mean,
it's not for everybody.
Exactly. I don't know if you can I switch my chart quickly while
Yeah.
you're actually on there and just talking about the zooming out thing, going to a weekly.
Yeah.
We had this crazy correction here in November 2021, right?
Yeah.
Boom, all the way down here. And this is how I drew this channel, guys. So prices within that channel, obviously higher highs, high lows, and this is again on a weekly. So this decline over here, if we had to mimic that, let's say with a measured move, and just draw a line down like that, then obviously that would get us very close to the downside or the bottom side of that channel again. So what's also interesting for me personally here is this formation where you had a move up, we had a move lower, and price just pipped that previous highs and then gave us a strong move downwards. And here we had a break of a higher low, right? And I think at that stage a lot of people got really paranoid. And we might actually see this again, because people would think like price structure break, change and trade. So for me, I'm viewing this as maybe one of my, I would say, more dangerous patterns that I follow, which I think is tracing out here, i.e. a expanded flat. So you had a price moving into a high, just pips it, and you get this one heck of a strong move lower. Yeah, we maybe have some sort of a fractional type of occurrence of this happening again. So maybe, price made a high, move lower, similar to what happened over here back in June 2021, just broke above that high and boom, strong decline lower again. So even here, we got a beautiful 5-wave sequence, which is typically what you see of a C wave of an expanded flat. Now, if you had to look at the weekly chart again here from a structure perspective, from that all-time high, maybe a 1, a 2, a 3 that's still underway, a 4, and then some more pain breaking below there. Everyone thinks the trend's now, over because it broke a very important price structure point, in this case a higher low, and then we get a reversal. So that's what I'm seeing. It's definitely not over for the bulls, but I still think the bears are going to cause more damage over the near term.
Yeah.
And I don't think we're going to see a Christmas rally. I don't know. It just looks very negative.
Not if you're a Bitcoiner.
If you're a Bitcoiner. What's
Yeah,
up, Johnny? What's up? Unbiased trader.
Hey, Johnny boy. What's going on? Yeah, I was just looking at the COT data history on Bitcoin, and it's pretty much 50-50 when you're looking at the net long versus net short of the big banks, the institutions, the guys and gals that move the money, right? Move the markets. I mean, their long percentage is 49.53%, and then you do the math, and the short is whatever the other is, 50.5 or whatever, 50.47 to be exact.
Yeah.
So, yeah, not really getting a real good, strong reading there either. COT. I mean, they were even more net short back in June, so they're a little less net. So they are more net long than they were back in June, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's not really getting a really solid, strong reading from them either. I mean, it's as far as my top setups, I believe it's a +4, so it's really in neutral camp. I'm not getting any real strong, scary signals to sell this, right? To buy or sell. So, like, I'm not panicking. I mean, if I can start seeing some type of, 4-hour or even daily, swing lows to where we start chasing and going back up with some higher highs and higher lows, then I may look to get long at some point.
Yeah.
If my algorithm kind of turns around. I only need one more bullish point for Bitcoin to be able to have a reason to buy it. So yeah, I'm really liking the area down here. We kind of looked at the swing low there on a weekly or a daily time frame. Yeah. So this is what I like. I love seeing big discounts, right? So I'm hoping that I start getting a bullish bias on my algorithm. I'd be interested in loading into a trade. So
yeah, me too. I even trying just to buy in and hold a little bit, become a hodler for a while. But I tried to buy into the end of those corrective moves rather than holding at the peaks or buying at the peaks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in any case, let's see how things pan out. It's almost the end of the year. I can't even believe that's happening at the moment.
I
1st of
can't either. Where'd
December,
this year
so
go?
pretty crazy.
The time flies too fast these days.
Guys, I'll quickly go over the dollar index and I'll hand it back to you. Maybe just quickly mention a few trades that I would potentially want to take, or let's say opportunities that I'm looking at the moment. Starting things off here is the dollar index. I've been warning since last week, or was it a couple of weeks back, around the 21st, that this sequence from here was getting very close to trace out a 5-wave sequence, whether it's going to go even higher or whatever. So I was expecting a decline, and then last week price started moving lower, and now we're getting a very strong decline here in the dollar index. All right, so obviously bullish for pound US dollar, euro US dollar, and I think price is gunning for these lows that were set on mid-November, around about, what is that price there? 98, 98, 98, 97, give or take. All right, so I've actually taken a little bit of a long position on my pound to US dollar pair this morning, and reason being is that using a pitchfork sloping to the upside here, price came down, gave a little ABC formation, and that ended last week, Friday, I believe. Price went up. Was towards the end of Friday, yeah, and then to open up this week, came back and tested exactly the same angle, and it's now pushed back to the upside. So I actually got involved in a little trade a little bit earlier on, trading towards that center median line with price now breaking through it. It looks like we're gonna break this previous high here that was set on the 26th of November. So maybe if we can get any smaller little pullbacks during this session, then I'll be interested in trading the pound US dollar. So that's definitely on my watch list to get into another long trade. Euro US dollar as well. Oh no, this is a very messy chart. I was messing around this morning trying to get areas where I would like to get long. And it was actually early this morning while I was actually still asleep or just waking up that price broke through one of these angles that I've had in my chart for quite some time. Now, price just accelerated through there. It would have been nice if we could just get a little bit of a retracement. It doesn't look like we're going to get that during this session, but who knows. But maybe a little retracement to retest that same white angle over here and then get a move back upwards. Ideally, this would have been cool before price takes out these highs were set on the 13th of November. So bullish on the euro US dollar as well. So maybe between the pound and the euro, there could be a setup during this session, potentially. And then dollar CAD.
Okay.
Obviously, dollar getting weaker here. A very strong decline. And we had a little bit of a pullback. I was waiting for price to make a little bit higher, but I was being too picky. And I didn't get into a trade here. So I think even here, if we can get a little bit of a pullback during this session, it might be worth shorting the dollar CAD. And then finally, before I hand things back to you, I just want to get over these things so that when I do get into a trade, you guys understand the reasoning behind it. We have crude oil, which has been up over 1% today already, but we are getting a pullback. Price still beautifully respecting this downward sloping shift pitchfork that I got on my chart. So maybe you see I've got an alert here at around 59.11. If we can get a retest of this center channel line here, or center median line, you see this blue line in the middle here, previously acted as a little bit of resistance, broke through it, now it's retesting it from the top. This little high over here that occurred when the futures opened on Sunday, price couldn't get through this dashed median line here. So these angles are still being respected. And this is typically what I would like to see before I, try to figure out where I want to get long or short or which direction I want to trade. So in this case, with price moving lower, if it tags this center median line, and maybe on a smaller time frame starts seeing a reversal to the upside, then that could also potentially be a trade I want to get in. So yeah, that's it from my side. I just wanted to run through that so that when I do get into a trade, as I said, you guys know the reasoning behind that. So crude oil, Dollar CAD short, pound US dollar, or euro US dollar, one of those two pairs to the upside would be of interest to me. Right, Tiger, what else do you have? Well, not what else. You haven't shown your charts yet. I've been hogging the stream.
No, they're good. They're good. No, I've been looking over here at a pound Aussie dollar that I might be getting into a short position on. So we'll take a look at this pound Aussie. Richard, listen to this. And I'll get into my top setups here in a moment. But pound Aussie is all the way down to a minus 18, minus 18. So it is very, very, very bearish right now from a fundamental perspective, a sentiment perspective, and a technical perspective. So this is about as good
Again,
as
maybe. Sorry, Tiger. Can we switch to Tiger's chart, please?
yeah, back in if we can, back to my chart.
And while you're on Trade Locker there, that you see that notice on the top there in blue.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
I can't get rid of it. I try to click the X, but it's still there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I did. You're right. Yeah, I tried that earlier too. Yeah, basically, guys and gals, anybody using Trade Locker, they're having some data issues. So, as I've said before, anytime you get these messages, it's always a good idea just to kind of cross-reference your price action with TradingView. Okay, if you have it. If you don't have it, I would recommend getting it. Just because TradingView tends to take the top 10 brokers and kind of aggregates it out to get you more of an average price of everything.
But I actually went and gonna read that little information, this button on the left there.
Yeah, I think I
And
still have
it apparently it's got something to do with the CME. So it's from the CME exchange side. So I
Yeah.
don't think it's really affecting the Forex side of things, mostly the futures.
Yeah.
From what I read, I think it's something to do with the orders, good or cancel orders, or something else like that. That might
Yeah.
not be,
Incorrect order status in the
Yeah.
CME. Yeah, good to close. Yeah, orders. Yep. So yeah, just in case anything seems fishy or froggy, just go check out the cmegroup.com message on there. But so yeah. But anyway, just getting back to the chart here, just kind of looking at this more recent downtrending leg from a 4-hour perspective. And I just kind of drilled down and drilled down some more. There's an hour, there's a 30, there's a 15. And I've kind of bounced into a little bit of a supply zone here. So this is something I'm keeping an eye on. I may end up just pulling the trigger and just taking a small short on this. I'm just looking here. This is a 1-minute chart. As far as this goes, if I get a little bit of a break there, then a return back, something like this, then we may look to take a short. Oops.
Okay.
I got too many lines on there. Let's try that again. Da-da, 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 da-da.
You can never have more lines than me, Tiger.
No, well, I like your Christmas lights. I like to try to mimic it. So anyway, so yeah, that's going to be something I'm looking at. I've already kind of got an order potentially put in. Let's see, what does that look like on a 1 minute over here? So this is my 15-minute supply zone. I actually want to go to a 5-minute and see if I have a gap over here. Do I have a gap over here? I don't. So it looks like fairly efficient price action there. The only gap I really had was down here, but that's not in the zone itself. So, well, that throws a wrench in it. I might skip it at this point. Let me look here. Okay, there's my 10 minutes. Yeah, same thing. Not really getting a gap right there. Yeah, it looked good for a minute there, but because we did break a structure. I mean, we broke these lows over here from this point here, but yeah, you guys know I like to see gaps on a couple different time frames, and I've got it clearly right there on the 15.
Mm-hmm.
I've got it on the 10, but it's outside of the zone. It's not in the zone. I like to see them in the zone. If I go down to a 5, same thing. We're getting pretty efficient price action throughout here. What about a 3-minute? Since we are on a 15-minute supply zone, I can go down and take a look at some of these smaller ones. Pretty efficient there as well. Might as well check one last time on the 1 minute, because this will be the deciding factor right here. Do I have a gap right here? Doesn't look like it to me. I mean, yeah, you could technically say we got some gappage going on right there, I guess. But yeah, at this point, if we go back over here, we've already kind of went through it. What about my last thing I'll look is my RSI. Oh wow, my line is thin. I need to make that fatter. Here, let's make this a
Just
little.
quickly, Tiger, we got a question here
Yep.
from Nestor. By the way, welcome, Nestor. You're from
Hello,
Burundi. Thanks
hello.
for joining us. He's asking, how can I scan this QR code? So if you use your phone and it's got a QR scanner, just scan the code that's on screen, bottom right. It's below me at the moment. And then that will take you to our Discord channel, right? Or the invitation link to join Discord. Or
Yep.
alternatively, if you can't scan, just go to holoprime.com, our website, and on the front page there's a big Discord button. Just go click on that, and you can join that way as well.
Yep. Yep. Just whip out your phone's camera.
Yeah,
You just line it up to it, hold it about 6 or 8 inches away from it, and you'll see a little yellow message at the bottom. You just touch it, just click on it, and it'll send you right to it. Yeah. Technology's
that's
getting
right.
crazy these days. Getting crazy, but yeah, I'll come back to this. I am starting to get some pretty good wicks above at the top, so that's pretty good resistance. You know what? Let's see.
What to do, what to do.
Well, I do like those wicks. That's showing some pretty good rejection. We're in it, boys. We're in it.
Nice.
We're in it, boys and girls. So yeah, pound Aussie short at 2.02169. I'll put that in the thing here in a moment. Let's see here. Top setups. Oh, I about went to the wrong place. Let's see. Let's go on over here to the gold. We'll look at our top setups. And real quick, let me just get that entered in on the chat over here. Short AUD.
What's up, Robert? Robert's saying, good morning, guys. Welcome
Morning,
back, Robert.
Robert. No, I see.
You are well. I still can't talk or top too much due to this very persistent carpal tunnel. Yeah, I've mentioned, seen that in the chat last week.
Ouch.
You're still struggling with that? It's a hand thing, right?
Yeah.
Sorry to hear, Robert. Hopefully that clears up very, very soon for you.
Robert, I had something just like that from all the bowling I I used to do. I had a point in time in my leagues where it just felt like somebody stabbing my wrist with a fork. Like even when I would go to throw my bowling ball, it hurt so bad. So I had to take a half a season off, 6 months. I had to take it off because of that. It just got to where it hurt too bad to pick up a bowling ball. So I went
Damn.
nuts and I had to resort to playing the Wii bowling on the Nintendo Wii just to get my fix. So I
Oh,
feel
dear.
your pain on that. But yeah, getting back over here to the top setups. If we take a look, this is the one from Friday, the top setups from Friday, and this one over here is the one from today that I updated. So yeah, the common theme is still the same. It's all about the Aussie pairs right now. I mean, Aussie dollar. You guys remember? Hey, just taking a look, it's got a 100% score on the surprise meter. So every single one of the and this is the one from Friday as well, and this one's today. So yeah, every single one of the economic report releases has exceeded expectations. Okay, so nothing's changed. Still looking to buy the Aussie any chance I get. The Canada dollar got stronger compared to last week. Look at this. We went from a 71% on Friday to an 83%. So that's now the second strongest. And then it looks like the New Zealand dollar is 67. So it's the third. Now we do have U.S. data coming out today for the Purchasing Managers Index, where they are projected, I believe. Let's go double check over here, guys. Okay. So they've got that report coming out 1 hour after our stream ends, but they're projecting to go from 48.7 to 49. So if that comes out like that, okay, if the weatherman gets it correct, or even a hot reading, then that'll make that 64% on the U.S. dollar go up to closer to 70. So that would bump it into the third strongest. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. Now the manufacturing PMI data number is still in contraction territory. right? So it would be nice. It would be nice if we could have a read and get back over 50. Because, as always, guys, and you can always click on your, if you're using Forex Factory or a lot of different calendars, it'll kind of give you a little bit of a cheat sheet as to what's good and what's bad, right? So right here, above 50 indicates industry expansion. Below indicates contraction. So currently, that's where we're at, is the contraction territory. So, but yeah, hopefully we get a nice reading on that. I would like to see some dollar strength come out, um, but hey, whether it's soft or hot doesn't matter. I'll adjust accordingly. But yeah, that's the only main thing on the docket for the day, is that manufacturing sector of the PMI. So
Yeah.
we have already had some PMI data come out for the Eurozone, for the British pound. I think, yeah, Swiss, we had some retail sales come out. So look at that. So Switzerland had some really nice retail sales numbers. They had a 1.2% forecast, but they more than doubled that up. So 2.7, that's pretty good. I don't think I really have any. Let's see. Okay, so I do have the Swiss paired with the pound for a -10. So pound Swiss -10. So buy Swiss, sell pounds. Yeah, that's the common theme too. Buy Aussie, sell pound, because that's really the two strongest and weakest over here. Okay, if we.
No, I guess that answers Robert's question. Sorry, Robert's, Johnny Boys. So what's the top 5 setups for this week?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, just looking at this one more time over here, and I'll just delete. Well, first let me see. Okay, and then lastly, guys, the yen went from a 50 to a 63, so it gained a little bit of strength. The pound is the same. Okay, so yeah, it's really all about the yen gaining a little strength, the CAD gaining a little strength, and I believe that was it. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and delete the one on the right. But yeah, buy Aussie, sell pound, because the pound is the weakest. It's only exceeding expectation on 29%. Okay, the pound and the Eurozone, they're the two weakest right now. So any chances we get to sell those items, let's do it. Any chance we get to buy the Aussie and the CAD, let's do it. That's
cool.
It's really as simple as that. So yeah, just looking at the setups over here, pound Aussie -18. There you go. That's literally the strongest and the weakest currencies paired together, right? So Aussie 100, pound 29. It's no surprise that that's the number one bearish setup. So pound. So yeah, let's take a look at that. Pound Aussie. I want to go look at that real quick. See what we got on that. Okay, here's our pound Aussie. It's daily time frame, lower lows, lower highs, 4-hour chart. Now on the kind of in the from this little swing low down here, right? Higher high, higher low, higher. So this is what I'm trying to do, is see if we can get it to kind of flip over. The strongest will be to break this low down here and then get a retracement, kind of like what I drew up last night. Have a newly formed supply zone form somewhere in this area. But yeah, I mean, there's another option clear up here. I would be a little more afraid of this one, and that's why I drew in the confirmation diagram, so that I can start seeing that break a structure. Okay, if we go clear up there, which I don't see it happening, but that would be the play where I'd want to break a structure and then return for a new supply zone. Because that would again just be making more 4-hour higher highs and higher lows. So it's a little scarier up here. But you guys already saw, I mean, that's basically where I just got in this short. So I'm looking at the short on a 15-minute time frame, which means I'd want to look at a 1 hour for my trend. Okay, 1 hour for a trend is lower lows, lower highs. And I have the benefit of it hitting this overhead supply zone from back here. Okay, so that's the thing. It hit a higher time frame supply zone and got a really nice bounce. Now it's forming 1 hour lower lows, lower highs. So that's why I went to that 15-minute time frame, recognize this little small high supply zone hiding right here, and just went ahead and jumped in. So that's a really nice rejection candle. We already had a nice bearish candle after it wicked in nicely. So yeah, we'll see how that trade goes. But this is just a little intraday trade.
Cool.
15-minute time frame. I got to turn off my space heater. It got hot in here, Richard.
No
Ah,
worries. Mohammed is saying
Mohammed.
that gold is kind of giving him a headache today. What is your view?
I see that. Yeah.
I see
Well,
silver is at all-time highs again. It's been flying to the upside.
yeah. Well, look, gold and silver are both giving me bullish readings. So let's go take a look at them from a
Yep.
supply and demand perspective. Yeah. Okay. So if we're looking at this thing on a daily, we have recently broken through this little swing high right here. We'll just go down to a 4 hour. Okay, I drew up a supply zone and it chewed right through that supply zone. So that's a good
Mhm.
thing. Mohammed, that's showing strength. So, for me personally, I'd be waiting for a pullback, as always, to find a demand zone. So it looks like I drew something up down here on a smaller time frame. Let's see what we got. That was a 1 hour. Okay, 30-minute. So here's what I saw on gold on a 30-minute. Okay, let me turn my volume back on. Is this zone right here, this candle. Now these candles to the left are all overlapping each other, whether it's the candle or the body. Okay, so that's pretty efficient structure, pretty efficient price action. The first inefficiency I see is really right here, because you have a gap above it. Now it's not the largest gap, but the candle after is actually pretty nice. So, just looking at the gap itself, it's a little baby gap, little white box right there. Okay, price has legged out. I mean, it really depends on how you look at this thing. That's a 30-minute time frame. If you look at this on if you add the two candles together, it would make your gap look a little stronger. But nevertheless, I'm just going to draw it as the rules are written, two candle apart. So yeah, I like the fact that we got that push out, broke a structure over here, and look at the volume spread analysis candles and even the volume candles themselves down below. Okay, we started to see increasing volume right here. So for me personally, I'm just waiting for a pullback to this level, $4,180, and looks like a nickel on top of that. So
Let's see.
a nickel, yeah, so something like that. Just give me a simple retracement. One of the main things I love about this demand zone area is the fact that it had enough strength to blow through that overhead supply zone. Okay. So this is what I like to see. I love to see zones take out opposing zones. So in this case, this demand zone took out an overhead supply zone. So that's moving with gusto, right? That's showing some strength. It's got some kahunas. So yeah, that would be my favorite play on gold. Gold is also giving me a +6 bullish score. So just looking at the fundamentals over here, it's yeah, sentiment, retail trade. It looks like the retail sentiment is net short, if you can believe that. Technical rating, seasonality. Okay, this is a good month for seasonality for gold, and we are obviously in December now. So December 1st. Holy cow! That's crazy.
Yep.
But yeah, it's a good
there we
season
go.
for gold. Let's see here. Good seasonality for silver as well. So these are going to be similar ratings. So good on the seasonality, good on the trend. Looks like the MPMI number is bullish gold, the retail sales, the CPI, so the inflation, and then unemployment rate. Those are all given bullish signals for gold. And then you got just like a couple things going against gold and silver. You've got the GDP going against it, and you've got the services sector of the PMI going against the bullish narrative. And then lastly is employment change. So you really just have those three items against it, but you got a whole lot of other technical and sentimental and economic reasons to buy this. So yeah, there you go. I mean, there's your gold opportunity. And if we look at silver,
All right, Mohammed, no problem. Glad to have a look at that.
look at this.
Johnny, just before you actually switch there, Johnny Boy's been asking,
yeah.
don't you think that there's too many basing candles covered by the big red leg in? I
On the
might
gold.
be wrong though. I think so, yeah.
Let's take a look over here. You're talking about down here on this demand zone I was looking at. So it is a rule I prefer to have, but I do break this rule quite a bit, Johnny. Just full transparency. um, yeah, I mean, I'm kind of the reason I'm using that. The reason I'm basically ignoring all these candles over here to the left, I think is what you're asking about, is because there was no volume there. See that you look down here at the volume candles or even the volume spread analysis. The volume didn't really start picking up until this candle, the leg out candle. Now it was yellow and it was not the greatest, but the candles after is where the volume started picking up. If we had a ton of volume in these candles, then I'd be looking at this thing probably on a higher time frame, and I'd be playing it a little different. But yeah, the candles you did have the wicks, just no volume, so I'm not too worried about that. There was just flat out no trading interest. But this is really where the trading interest started. So that's why I'm kind of breaking this rule over here, the multiple candle rule, right? Just because of that. And because it was still strong enough to break through that overhead supply. That's a big thing for me, right? I don't always get what I want. I want to have 1 to 3 basing candles. But if I see a zone clearly strong enough to push through an overhead zone or underneath, if I'm trying to short zone, then that goes a long ways into earning its way onto my trust list. So I feel like I can trust that based off the leg out volume and the breaking through of that zone. So hopefully that helps out. And it's not like these candles were like straight sideways. I mean, yeah, you did have these ones kind of wicking in. But like you got these other ones down here a little lower, right? Kind of below that. So I'm just going to stick with that. Now I could very easily, if I wanted to be super safe, just put my stop loss all the way down here, right? If I wanted to buy into that. But it really just depends on how it reacts to the demand zone itself, if and when it comes back. So hopefully that helps you out on that.
Cool.
As far as silver goes,
What's up, Sire?
Sire,
I said he was in the other channel. By the way, guys, I think we should mention that again.
Yeah. Yeah, so
We
go ahead.
no, you go. It's fine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so ladies and gents, I think we're going to be hanging out in both of these YouTube channels for maybe a few more days or something like that, but we are transitioning back to our original YouTube channel. Original, new, depends on how you look at it, right? It'll be new for you guys for the most part, but at Ola Prime Official, okay? That's going to be our main YouTube channel, and that's where we're transitioning all of our streams to.
That's
so
fine.
Here, like I said, for the next couple days or so, I think we're going to use both just to help everybody get transitioned over. But we're just gonna stick with that. We've got kind of a bigger following over there, just from where we started the channel originally. We just kind of branched out into Ola Prime TV, just kind of get the show off the floor, if you will.
Yeah, it's a new one, yeah. But it's what are we trying to say? It's just we're trying to grow the channel properly, and we're trying to, I won't say restart things from there, but it's just from an algorithm perspective, apparently it's going to be better for us. So we appreciate you guys. Please go and subscribe to that channel. Again, that link is in that white blurb pinned to the top of the current chat that you're in. So Sais, I know you're in both at the moment. So when the other one disappears and we're not there this one day, like the one you're in right now, then it's at the new one or old one, old but new. However you want to call it.
Yeah, and here it is, guys. I got it on the chart or on the screen now. So it's at Ola Prime Official, like you see right there. Okay. So Sire, you're in the right one. You're ahead of everybody. So good job, Sherry. I see you over there as well. Welcome, Sherry. But we just wanted to update you guys on that. So definitely just, as far as your subscriptions goes, just make sure you're subscribed over here as well. Like, share, subscribe, and then obviously you can find all of our lives there as well. Okay. We got the upcoming lives for the shows later on today already on there. Click notify me. It'll give you an alert if that's something that you would like to do. And so you'll never miss a stream. So good stuff. As far as silver goes, like Richard said at the outset, look at these recent highs that we're at. Let's see, going all the way back, I believe, Richard, that is all-time high. Is that right? Yeah, all-time high.
Oh yeah,
Oh, Beetlejuice. Zach nuts.
Zag nuts.
Forgot about that.
No, Nestor, Tiger's using supply and demand for his technical
Hmm.
analysis, where I use market geometry. And then I'll
Yeah.
look at your different entry models, whether you want to use invert, fair value gaps, break a structure, those sort of things. So yeah,
Yeah.
different strategies, different strokes for different folks, I suppose, right?
Oh, my daddy used to say that all the time. Different
Mm-hmm.
strokes for different folks, son. Different strokes for different folks. Yeah, as far as silver goes, I mean, I love that it did break the recent high. I'm just basically looking for a retracement down to where it broke the structure over here. There is and just a reminder. So I do have a daily demand zone. Okay, it's going to be this candle here. Now there's another demand zone down the lower. I got to be aware of. Okay, I got to be aware that there's another demand zone down here, but would definitely look to take a stab at that first demand zone, so long as I find a decent smaller time frame zone inside. So there's two different daily demand zones uh, for this swing low area here. If I drop to a 4 hour, um, the 4 hour demand zone, I gotta say, wasn't. It's. I really don't like it. I really don't like that it's way up here. Sorry, guys, I'm losing my voice all of a sudden.
No
Um,
worries.
but I don't really like that this demand zone is kind of half in, half out of the daily. I'd rather it be, in the heart of it, somewhere in there. But as you can see, it's up here. So I got to respect the fact that it's up there. I mean, these 4 hour candles are pretty efficient. Okay. If I kind of zoom in a little bit, okay, we're just going to take a look at these candles right here. I'm going to turn my drawings off. Okay. This is our daily demand zone. Well, look, all these candles are overlapping candles to the left or to the right. Your first inefficiency is not till up here, where you get that big, nice, good looking gap right there. But the problem is, again, it's half in and half out. So you're either in or you're out. So I don't know. I may end up just skipping that altogether. And not to mention, that's diddling in the middle because this is my swing low down here. This is my swing high. If I'm a big bank or an institution, I'm trying to chase inefficiencies. I'm trying to find liquidity and unfilled orders and get a cheap price for my multi-million dollar order, right? Kind of leg into it. So perhaps they buy a little bit into this area, the banks, okay, because there will be unfilled orders there. Perhaps they start accumulating in this area, okay. Maybe they accumulate a little bit of a buy order here, but then you come down a little deeper and you accumulate some more buy orders down here in this area, right? That's what I would do if I was a bank. And then you even have a 4 hour demand zone underneath. I don't have a daily. Okay, there's not a daily demand down here, but there is a 4 hour. And then it looks like I even drew something a little deeper. It looks like I think that's a 1 hour. So yeah, perhaps if I'm a bank, again, I'm accumulating here, accumulating here, accumulating if price. Oh gosh, dang it! Accumulating if price comes down to this area, right? And then maybe when we come all the way down here to this, what is this 1 hour demand? Yeah, all the way down here, guys. Perhaps this is where I put in the last bit of my order, right there. Price starts rounding the corner. If it needs another boost, well, I just put in another chunk of an order, right? At some point, their accumulation is going to start swinging this price around.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I would do if I were a bank. Again, I personally try not to look at the charts as what does Tiger want? I try to look as what do the banks want to do, right? I mean, if I'm a bank and I got $1 million order, multi-million dollar, I got to do something like this. Accumulate, 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 and then just force price to start turning around. So that's what I would look at for silver. I don't really know which one of these zones is going to be the one that catches the final bid to push it up, but it just depends. It depends on if I start seeing that if I start seeing that um, price action like this where I'm breaking a structure, break that structure as an example, right? Get a brand new demand zone created in this area like this. If I start seeing that on any of these demand zones down through here, well, then that'll be my cue to get in. It may just chew through every single one of these. It may chew through all these and just go to a much higher demand zone further down, right? Very possible. But I don't trade what I want to see happen. I try to put myself in the shoes of a bank and pretend like I'm putting in a $500 million order. Okay. I know I know that I can't put in my full $500 million order up here. There's just not enough. It's going to fly upwards and I'm going to get a horrible fill. Okay. I got to put in small little orders, small orders, small orders, small orders until I finally accumulate. Okay. Wyckoff theory 101. Until I finally accumulate.
Did you trade any silver positions?
Do I?
Have you traded silver?
Once or twice.
Quite a while back, but I can't really remember. It was mostly gold, wasn't it?
It was half gold. Like
yeah.
That 6 months in the middle of the year was half gold. Like I literally looked at all my positions. It was half gold. So yeah, gotcha. I went from a Forex trader to a gold Forex trader.
Sorry if I'm a bit quiet on the side here, but I'm really stalking some trades here. So you just go on. I'll let you know when I want to jump in.
No, you're good. You are good. Yeah, let me look at my chat over here, guys. Yeah, so there's the link for the new, for the new Ola Prime channel, guys. They just put it in on the Ola Prime TV side. So there's your link. Waiting to long Bitcoin, but break my zone. What is your view, please? Yeah, Bitcoin, we kind of went over that earlier at the start of the show, but if you're a trader, just be careful because like Richard said at the outset, they've had a big, what was it, $13 billion liquidation?
150 billion.
Yeah, okay, much bigger. So it's a scary place to be, but again,
140 billion. Well, same.
Okay. That's a freaking lot of money. That's a lot of money. Yeah, I mean, for me personally, I'm really not interested in buying into Bitcoin unless we come down to this 4-hour demand zone all the way down here, which again is at the 78,355 level.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, looks like it did snow. It's finally daylight out. And it's white outside, guys. I got snow. I'm not going anywhere. But anyway,
stay indoors.
If I go all the way out to a weekly time frame, if we start breaking this level, and that's the 4-hour zone right there, that green box, green rectangle. If we start breaking that blue dash line and closing down here at the end of the week, as an example, look out below, because we could be going all the way down to the next swing low, which is basically 50,000. Didn't think we'd start having to bring those numbers out, but as long as we just chill in this area, then I think we're safe. If we go below that blue dash line, 74,900 or 75,000 for argument's sake, then look out below. So, but yeah, I don't have a position on Bitcoin. It's pretty neutral for me. It's a +4, so it's pretty close to a bullish signal. But I need to start seeing some breaks of structure to the upside, kind of like what I drew back here, that green line. Okay, I need to start seeing some higher highs and higher lows being created, but all we've had is lower lows and lower highs, right? Break that structure to get it rolling right here, but you guys can see we've stayed in it. So that's the thing. Okay, this right here, this from this point to this point, that's actually, you know what? Where is my sorry guys, I'm looking for my highlighter. Okay, so if you look at this leg here, oh gosh dang it, hit the wrong button. This is your impulse.
Tiger, just quickly, sorry for interrupting. I'm going to take a long position pound US dollar.
Okay. Yeah, let's see what you got. I'll finish Bitcoin in a moment for you there, Muhammad.
Yeah, so if we can switch to my charts quick, back end. I actually want to swing this to the upside. Might not be the best entry because looks like we've got a 5-wave sequence done here, but I'm going to give this benefit of the doubt that price could potentially make it to the upper median line here. Again, we did break above the center median line. I did take a few smaller trades today while price was breaking through there. So we're getting a little bit of a pullback. Be nice if we can retest that, but I don't think it's going to happen. So I'm going to give it a bit more wider space here. Get in a trade, place my stop around about 1.3217, and I'm going to target very close to the upper side of this same pitchfork tracking as move to the upside. So here's my execution platform. That's probably where I'm going to keep my stop, and I'm just going to go half a lot. And I'm in. Pound US dollar long.
In like Flynn.
Yes. Okay.
In like
Take profit. I believe that is, if I have to switch to my other chart just to check quickly, it was at 13348. And we can go and put that in there. It's all the way up here.
in like Flynn. Oh.
All right, so there we go. Sorry, I just wanted to show that quick, and I'm in. Now, I'm expecting we might actually get a bit of a deeper decline here, but it's fine. I've given us quite a wide berth, so let's see how things go. Back to you, Tiger.
Yeah, I was
I'll
just
just
looking
quickly
at.
update the position board there.
Yeah, I was just looking at the pound dollar top setups history, and it's definitely trending that way because at one point, what is this? About 10 days ago, it was actually given a -7 signal, but it's slowly been creeping back, -6, -4, -1. So it's went all the way from -7 to -1. So that just basically means it's starting to get stronger, even though it's technically showing neutral. So I like it.
Gotcha.
I like it a lot. A
Cool.
lot.
Cool.
Yeah, as far as my trade goes over here, guys. Yeah, so we've shorted in this supply zone, so we've gotten a nice little push away. Looks like on a 1 minute chart that volume is trying to increase a little bit. So you got quite a bit of activity in this area at the moment. So we'll see if this can continue down for me. Again, it was that 15-minute supply zone I took a short on, and I just put. I'm actually in a little bit aggressive on this, to be honest with you, because I put as far as the stop loss goes. Let me clarify. Just because I've got my stop loss above. I've got my stop loss above just the 15-minute candle itself, rather than this little swing high point. So we'll see if that gets me, or if I pulled the right, if I did it right. So we'll see. But yeah, so far it's looking all right. Let's admit. As far. Did I lose you?
No, I'm still here. Did
Oh.
I? Yeah.
No, I
Sorry.
had a freeze. It froze on my end for like 2 seconds.
Okay.
What other top setups have I got? Let me get a double check the chat. Gold, silver, yeah, we kind of went over those. Yeah, Johnny. Hey, as far as the COT report, that's a good thing. Let me. I don't know if you were here. You guys were here the other day when I talked about that. So the COT report. If I just go back over here to my gold chart, I got this little chart. Now let's make it a little smaller. So basically, they have started back releasing the COT report, but they're doing it in waves. So rather than every Friday, they're kind of doing these new published dates. So like today's 12-1. So we'll get another release tomorrow on a Tuesday. Okay. Why the hell a Tuesday? Well, because rather than once a week, they're basically releasing it once every like 3 to 4 days, so that the original dates slowly catch up with current date. So that's definitely going to sound confusing, and I totally get it. But like the report we get tomorrow is the data that should have been published on October 24th, this original published date. 3 days later, okay, on this Friday, we'll get the date for Halloween, which is a week after the 24th, right? So these days over here are increasing by 3 days, while these are increasing by the regular 7 days it's supposed to be. So I know that's a little confusing, but basically it's going to take all the way through January to finally start getting the data from 3 days prior of the way it should be to begin with. Okay. So the data that's been released, the last one we got, or I should say the data for tomorrow, just keep it simple. That will be actually October 24th's data. So it's basically old data, but it's still a good thing to keep an eye on. It's still the same data everybody else is getting, right?
Yep.
Ain't nobody special in this world. Everybody's getting the same old data, right? But it is what it is. So I still find.
Sorry, Robert was saying, take a look at nat gas. Yeah, nat gas is flying to the upside.
I don't even know what the ticker is for that. Nat gas.
I just go nat gas. Robert, I know you in those short ETFs, leveraged.
Is that the
Are you
spot?
still in that? Was it Boyle or something? Making a WOD daily. Robert, I used to trade nat gas quite a bit, but options. Actually made most of my money, biggest trade ever on nat gas.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Nat gas. Got a daily demand there. Ooh, okay. Got a 4-hour demand chilling inside of it. Not the greatest volume. If we're just looking at this from technical perspective by itself, because I'll be honest with you guys, I don't know the first thing about looking fundamentals on this. Nat gas is not something I personally have ever traded, but yeah, if you're just looking at it from a technical basis, I mean, there you go. You basically got a demand zone here. Now, the volume ain't the strongest. Okay, I would have liked.
He's styling there on Boyle, long Boyle, yeah.
But yeah, just from a supply and demand perspective, that'd be your closest confluence. 4.41, and that's even assuming, Robert, that I'm on the correct ticker. I think that's correct, right? The spot market.
I think price will probably this week take out the 11th of March's high on that gas.
I know.
The way it looks right now.
Right on. How's our problem child doing? I haven't even looked at oil in a while, Richard. Yeah, it's just been off my list. Let me look at my top setups again. Take a look at a couple of these other ones. Pound New Zealand minus 13. So we've already looked at pound Aussie, which is the strongest bearish item. Pound New Zealand is pretty dang strong too. It's a minus 13. So let's take a look at pound New Zealand. There we go. All right, so broke a structure. So we broke this structure over here. This I'd be wanting to short this, so keep in mind. So we got to break a structure, so that's good to see. I've got some supply zones pretty high. Now I've got a 4-hour inside of a daily. That's going to be the blue one or the red one up top. But I also have a little tiny 1-hour supply zone, a little deeper down into the daily. So let's go look at this. So this looks pretty good to me. Okay, I would have liked to have seen this 1-hour zone inside of the 4-hour, but again, the market doesn't care what I want. The market gives me what I get, right? So that 1-hour zone is still inside of the daily. So I'm still getting a confluence. I'm just not getting it lined up inside of the 4-hour, which is up top. So the way I would do this is probably just to give it a good reward to risk. I would probably just play it on a short here. Again, I don't know. It is kind of, well, it looks narrow, but pound New Zealand, this is actually quite wide. This is a 100 pip daily zone. Oh, it's more than that. Holy cow, it's 223 pips. What the hell was I thinking? So daily supply zone, guys, 223 pips. That's huge. Yeah,
You're on pound New Zealand dollar there at the moment. Sorry, I'm trying to focus on 4 different type of trades here.
Yeah, I get you. So if I'm playing this as a short, I would probably not be interested in putting my stop loss I'd probably just want to hug myself so I can at least get some type of decent reward to risk ratio that's achievable by the end of the week. Because you guys know, just like Richard, we're not too interested in holding trades over the weekends right now. So that would be my play. on
Not
this.
Robert though.
Huh?
He's got diamond hands.
Hey, you got
Robert.
diamond hand.
He holds. He's been in that boil trade and the ETFs for
Better
quite
man
some
than us.
time, from what I remember.
Yeah. No, I mean some things. I don't know. I've been thinking about it recently. Like, there's some things I'd like to stay in over the weekend, but I don't know. I don't know. It's just a little funky right now, especially with all the well, all the craziness with some of these. Anyway, I don't want to get into it. I'll get there. I'll get there. I'll get back to my weekend hold at some point. I've got no reason to be worried about it because the last time I did it, it actually made me a pretty good amount of money. But I did. I saw the. I just saw the. I saw the potential of what would have happened if it would have gapped the other way on a trade I had. So just staying out of it. But yeah, pound New Zealand. I digress. I'm gonna keep an eye on this supply zone up here. Now, this is the higher probability one up here in my opinion because it is that 4 hour. Okay, this is the closest to the origin of the strong move down. But again, I'm going to keep an eye. I may take a look. It depend if I get a reversal signal. Might take a look at shorten that 1 hour time frame right there. That 1 hour zone. So too far away right now. Not really anything too close, I don't think. Well, actually, now that I look at it, it looks like we did have a 15-minute one that formed in here, but you guys already
Mm-hmm.
saw it. I took the pound Aussie route since that was the best bang for the buck on the strength. Pound being the weakest, Aussie being the strongest. So yeah, let's get away from the pound. Actually, let's go look at some of these others.
What's
Uh,
your Aussie Kiwi pair saying there?
the Aussie Swiss.
AUD NZD.
Yeah, that one is. Let's see. Yeah, Aussie New Zealand. Where is that at?
So I got stopped out last week and then got in, took a little bit of
Neutral.
profit before end of weekend,
Neutral.
and
Yeah, it's a neutral
I'm
plus
still
three.
thinking to get in there.
Neutral plus three. Yeah.
Okay. So not
Dollar
completely
CAD.
negative.
Yeah, dollar CAD's giving me a pretty good bearish signal at the moment. Now this may change whenever that PMI data comes out here in about another hour and what is it, hour 22 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But for the time being, the dollar CAD, where's it at? -7. Let's go take a look at dollar CAD, guys and gals. Hey, -7. So it's pretty strong. Now we got that funky. I don't know if it's still necessarily in that good of accurate of a play, but we kind of been talking about that that megaphone pattern for a while. It did bounce off. Well, not off the megaphone part, I guess, but I kind of drew up this this kind of secondary way of looking at it as a megaphone. This swing low here, wrapped a line around it, and we bounced off of that perfectly inside of that demand zone. But the problem is it's giving a bearish signal. So obviously it
Yeah,
wasn't.
I still think you could head a little bit lower,
Yeah.
maybe towards 1.3920-ish. I don't know, where's the
Yeah.
bottom side of your megaphone pattern there, or even the bottom side of that big demand zone you got there.
Oh yeah, the daily would be 138.87. Looks like.
Ooh, so it's quite wide.
Yeah.
38.87.
To the bottom of it, yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah, we did hit
Okay.
that 4 hour zone. It looked like it got caught the bid off the 4 hour. And as far as shorting this thing, I see, guys. That's the thing. It hit a higher time frame confluence, so I'm really kind of afraid to sell in this area because of that. I would think that this daily and 4 hour confluence would probably be strong enough to start pushing price to the nearest overhead higher time frame zones, which you kind of have one right here in the middle. It's a little diddle in the middle if I look at it from swing high to swing low. But you do have a confluence right there in the heart of all this choppy price action. That would be a confirmation only entry for me. Confirmation short. Let me get rid of some of this crap on here. Okay, if I'm looking at a confirmation entry, then obviously I've got that right in here.
Mm-hmm.
Break a structure, okay, return to a new supply zone and short. So very, very strict rule on that potential short for confirmation. Now, if that fails, Now we got another one up here. Now this is a similar situation to one of these other pairs I was just looking at. We got a daily and a 4-hour supply zone up here. Problem is the 4 hours half in and half out. Go back to my 4-hour chart here. Okay, just looking
When
at
you're
this.
done with the dollar CAD, can you just have a look for Johnny Boy's asking about the supply zone on the AUD USD? But I think you got your price wrong there, Johnny Boy. 0.57599.
Yeah, I'll
Shouldn't
take
be
a look.
0.675.
So yeah, I mean, as far as dollar CAD, I do like the bearish score, but I'm going to wait for it to at least come up to here. I've got an alert set 140.27. Again, if it fails, got some more up here. Ultimately, got higher zones clear at the top. But I do like how we have broken this structure. So we're higher time frame. Okay, we have a lower low and a lower high. That high point just barely lower than this one over here. So we are kind of rolling over nicely. I would ultimately, honestly, feel the best though if we broke this structure down here first, because this was an impulse leg that pushed all the way up to that supply zone, pushed over these highs. So yeah, it's nothing but confirmation potential for me. Confirmation only on all these orders. Back to Aussie dollar. 5759 supply zone.
Yeah, that's you got your prices wrong there, Johnny Boy. We're trading at 0.656 at the moment.
Oh yeah, you got something off there. Unless you're talking about Aussie something else.
57599. No, that's all the way down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe just retype that, Johnny. Just have a double check
Yeah, just
there.
retype your supply zone.
Yeah.
Just like the bottom of the supply zone.
Yeah, and thanks, Saya. Everyone in the chat, hit the like, please. Support this channel.
Yeah, for sure.
Go subscribe to the new one.
Sherry is asking about the pound dollar also. Is it rejecting from the top of the 8?
Okay.
Oh, yeah, let's double check that. Where is that? Where's that password at?
It'll pop up on the screen anyway, so we can just read it.
Okay.
PRIME. Okay, cool.
Okay. Guys and gals, yeah, the back end was hollering at us about today's password. Okay, for the free accounts that we've been passing out, as Richard would say, like hotcakes lately. So if you would, just go to the Discord channel, make sure and click on the Trade Secrets channel and just type in your password. Today's password is going to be very simply, it's going to be Prime. Okay.
Prime.
Prime. Prime. So simply type in the word Prime in the Trade Secrets channel, along with your email and the word futures, and that'll be for your futures account. I do believe that's still the 25K futures account challenge, okay, on the house. So just
and there's going to be a Forex one as well, Tiger. So
okay.
you can, I think you put in your preference there. Do you want to have a futures account or a zooming in here, or a Forex account? And yeah.
So yeah, 5K Forex or 25K futures. That's still correct? Okay. So yeah, there you go. Go get entered, and then whoever's drawn from today will announce tomorrow. Okay?
Yep.
So there you go. Good luck to you all, and may the
Johnny Boy said he was marking the supply zone from a different instrument. He needs to get sleep. All good. I do that all the time sometimes. No worries.
You need to sleep. Let me take a quick look at pound dollar for Sherry. She said it's rejecting the 2-hour, 4-hour channel. Looks to for also a divergence there. What do you think? Okay, let's go back to my pound dollar. And then we'll get back over to Johnny as soon as you let us know the correct numbers there. We'll take a look at that again. We do have about 15 minutes. It started snowing outside again. Oh my gosh. All right, channels. Channels. I mean, Sherry, look, it's real simple for me. I'm I'm not interested in pound dollar until we get up to this supply zone up here. It's pretty neutral for me to begin with. It's a -1, so that's a neutral reason. I don't have a very strong reason to buy or sell this asset. Now, if I'm looking at it on a smaller time frame, I'd be looking to potentially buy off of some tinier demand zones. We did break this structure. Looks like we do have a little bit of a demand zone here. Do we have a 5-minute? Let's go look at the 5-minute. All right, there's a 5-minute. Okay, so I got a 5-minute down here. But you asked specifically about 2-hour, 4-hour channels. So if you're looking at that, yeah, this would be my potential play. But if we're looking at the channels like what you're talking about, let's see here. Yeah, I believe are you just talking about this right here? I don't really see much of a channel unless you're just talking about this trend line.
Yeah, Cherry, I actually got long pound US dollar, thinking that we could still make it up to those areas that Tiger's showing at the moment.
Yeah, unless you're, I don't know, maybe you're looking at something like this. Go double. Let's do this. Let's clone this. Let's just do this. I don't know. Are you looking at something like this, Sherry? Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at something like that, I'm not the greatest at the lines. I don't really do a ton of it, but yeah, I mean, yeah, if you're looking at that, then obviously we're kind of button up there, but I wouldn't even worry about that personally. Me personally, I would like to see it just chew right through it, because you will have some people shorting this market. Yeah, if you're kind of connecting these lines, right? Get that connected. Get this connected here, somewhere in this area. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna definitely. And then I'll just delete that out of the way. Clone. Yeah, I don't know, something like that. I mean, if that's the channel you're kind of looking at, then yeah, I would like to see the price just go right through that line. Because if it goes through that line, what's going to happen is you're going to get people wanting to buy the market further because now you've broken the line. Well, I could see that as a bull trap, right? You get a bull trap, you get buyers. You get buyers buy in, and then we start hitting some of these unfilled orders in these supply zones. And then I would see price reverse it. Come up here and just reverse. That's what I would see on this. If I'm a bank, right? If I'm a bank, I see unfilled orders. I see 4-hour, I see daily. I see the fact that there's going to be buyers in here. Buyers are going to leave behind the sell orders to help cascade price down, or if they can get enough of an ask caught up here to push it down, collect orders. So, but at the same time, you can't fight a trend. Trying to short anywhere in this area is pretty risky. I mean, yeah, you have a little bit of a supply zone here, but it's kind of narrow and not really the greatest volume. Yeah.
Yeah, I also got a downward sloping angle right at the bottom end of that supply zone there.
Yeah. Yeah. See, this little daily right here, this daily cluster, that's what I feel would have the most potential to push price back down. Because when you look at a daily in this area where it's currently at, you're not really getting any major basing action. That's where you're getting the first basing action. 1.3316 area. Yeah, that might be able to be strong enough. And if you're a fib retrace trader, right? Let's go down here. See if we can draw that aggregate. Yeah, I mean that's I guess a little bit higher than the 61.8 level. But yeah, currently you're in that so-called golden zone, 50 to 61.8. But when I look at the supply zone over here. This just isn't doing it for me. It's kind of narrow. By definition, this would be let me go get mine. I mean, this would be a supply zone, but look how narrow it is. It's like really
teeny weeny, disgustingly
tiny. Right? I mean, it would still be interesting to see if that thing is strong enough to bring it back down, but I doubt it. Okay, that's where it's already bounced off of it once. Pushed down, but it wasn't strong enough to break some structures, right? It swung back around and now it's going deeper. So I don't see this zone holding at all. It's too narrow. not enough volume. Just because it's in the golden zone that's not a signal for me.
Yeah, I think
I
at
would
the
even
very least, maybe top that upper channel line again, which is just fallen short of at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's this red line is the play I would do if you had a gun to my head and said, Tiger, you must get in a pound dollar position, despite your stupid readings on your algorithm, right? That this would be my play right here all day
Right.
long.
Johnny. Oh, yeah, it was on the dollar NZD.
Oh yeah,
UN 0.57609 supply zone.
you mean New Zealand dollar? Yeah, point 5760. 5760. Oh yeah. Okay. On okay, I need it. Oh, daily time frame. Okay, there we go. There we go. Let's take a look.
Johnny boy, you got to turn those two pairs around there, or the pair.
Yeah,
USD, NZD.
some brokers, for whatever reason, Richard, have them set like that. I don't know why they do that.
Yeah,
I
I've
think it
actually
has.
never seen it like that, to be honest. I know you
Yeah.
can obviously you can spread it however you want to, actually using a trading view as well.
Yeah, as far as the supply zone there, though, Johnny, you said 5760. Okay, so yeah, you're basically looking at this. Let's see here. I don't. Is that what you're looking at? I personally wouldn't classify this as a supply zone because you had efficient price action. So let's go dig a little deeper into that area real quick. This is actually a good question. Okay. So we're basically, yeah, that's 5760. Okay. And then we go to the top. So the challenge is the thing I don't really like the most is the fact that you got pretty efficient price action throughout here. You got all these candles overlapping each other. I don't really have a strong gap like I do down here as an example. Okay, there's a gap right there because we're going from the bottom of this wick to the top of this wick, and we've got our leg out candle. See, we're not really getting that here. Now, I guess technically you could say we're getting a very, very tiny gap from here to here, but that's after I zoomed in. Right? That's too tiny. That ain't enough to get me out of bed. It's about a 4 pip on a daily time frame. That's only 4 pips, about a 4 pip wide gap, right? So I don't know. I personally would probably just ignore the daily and just go down to another time frame and see if I can find something lower. Now, if I go down to the 4 hour, I got a gap. So look at this gap. Okay, that's better. So there's a better gap. So I personally wouldn't care about the daily at all. I would take all my time zones and drop everything by a quarter or by, divided by 4. So like I would look at the 4 hour for the zone, which I've done there. Okay. There would be the supply just like that with a gap below. And just ignore the fact that that's a daily because it's just not enough of a gap. And then I would still, if I were to short this thing, yeah, I mean, I would still want to go over the swing high up here, stop loss up here, somewhere in this area. But the other thing is, okay, let's pull that forward. What is my daily? Okay, so yeah, daily. So I still have, okay, so look at it this way. So we've got lower lows, lower highs. Okay. We have a new higher low, but does that mean that this is a uptrend or does it mean it's still a downtrend? Right? I would think this still qualifies as a downtrend because, well, we haven't had a higher low yet. Right? We haven't had a higher low. So to me, it's still intact. So yeah, I'd be okay with taking a short in that area. Now, New Zealand dollar, I do believe. The other thing to keep in mind, though, New Zealand dollar is where is it at on my top setups here? New Zealand dollar. I thought it was giving me a bullish signal. Yeah. So here's the thing: New Zealand dollar is a bullish 8. Let me show you this real quick, guys. Okay, look over here. New Zealand dollar bullish 8. So there's too many reasons to buy this market rather than sell this market. really. I mean, if you're looking at it technically, yeah, short it. If you're looking at it including fundamentals, I'd be waiting to buy.
Yep.
Me personally, and that's how you guys know that's how I trade. So if I want to buy this market, well, I know that I've got a new higher high. I'm just waiting on a higher low. So that's why I personally already put an alert on this demand zone down here. Daily 4-hour confluence. That's that yellow line I just drew up last night, I guess it was.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to sell to buy, that's not a bad place to sell. So I can't hate on you for it, Johnny.
Yeah.
I like it.
Actually, that's a pretty good trade. I would like to get. I've got it on my watch list as well, but definitely want to pull back there. So hopefully get one this week. It's still Monday, obviously, so enough
I'm
time.
putting an alert.
Yeah.
I'm putting an alert right there. I'm putting it there for you, Johnny. I'm gonna put Johnny right here. All right, there's Johnny. I got your name on my alert. Oh, you got one in. I'm sorry. I don't want to misspell your name.
But Johnny needs glasses there. He says.
Johnny needs glasses. There we go. All right, Johnny. That's for you, buddy. All right. So we got your alert right there. Johnny needs glasses. I would be okay personally to sell this. I'd be okay with selling this to buy it later. You know, this would be my favorite play, but perhaps we sell in order to buy later. Because again, what do banks do? They attack higher time frame unfilled orders, meaning demand zones. So I could definitely see a short and then a buy down here. Okay, if I were to short the market up here, Johnny, I'd be wanting to buy. I'd be wanting to close my trade ahead of this daily demand. So somewhere in this area, right? I'd be wanting to get out of the trade with the expectation that I just need a little bit more of a decline, and then I can take the trade I want to take after all because it'd be following my fundamental.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I mean, it would be a blessing rather than going up there and trying to short it. Just rather wait for a decline and go long.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I know we got about a minute left. Yeah, pound Aussie, I'm going to monitor that trade that I'm in. It's pretty much, it's still down, or not. It's still kind of about where I started. So not really anything too exciting on it, but it's all about buying the Aussie and selling the pound.
Yep.
That's what the
I'm still long the pound US dollar. It's slightly above my entry, so it's not too bad. But hopefully it's going to continue higher.
Of note, Richard,
We shall
the
see.
U.S. indices are no longer on my bullish list. They're all down to neutral. They're neutral threes now. So no interest in that. No interest in Bitcoin, gold and silver.
I don't think anyone's got interest in Bitcoin at the moment.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, if we get one more report that goes in Bitcoin's favor, I'd be looking to buy, but not until we start seeing some like 4-hour higher highs and higher lows. Because
yeah,
again, just to finish off with that, yeah, currently we're not getting it. I mean, oh yeah, this is what I wanted to say earlier. This is our more recent
sell-off. Yeah.
well, that's dang it, my brain's failing me. Impulse move, okay. And since that impulse move, that green area that I just drew right there, we have not yet broken that. We've come up to it, but we've rolled back over. So unless we break a structure like again, I need to move this now. Okay, I need to start seeing this price action right here. Break this structure at some point. Break that structure right there, that white line. And then a retracement, and then we potentially find a brand new created demand zone in this area for a potential buy, but not until
We'll see.
Action.
Well,
Yeah.
Tiger, we've reached the end of our session. We're going to be switching over to the futures coaches, which are back. Brand new week. I think Coach Sam's back today as well. It's going to be on with
I think so.
Coach Adelina. So it's going to be really cool. So do stay tuned, guys. From my side, thank you very much. Hopefully see you tomorrow again. And Tiger, have a good one, buddy.
All right. Remember, password Prime. Go enter it in.
Mm-hmm.
Deuces.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.